Controversy is brewing over custom drinkware. Kimberly Begg, president of the Clare Boothe Luce Center for Conservative Women, says Yeti canceled their order simply because they used words they consider political. The company cites a policy against political affiliations, but critics call this corporate bias. So, Kimberly, this was a big order. You've placed it before. So, what were the words, or what did you want to put on here that was so offensive that Yeti decided it was a violation of their policy?
We wanted to put our logo on the mug. And of course, the logo includes our name. The name of our organization is the Clare Boothe Luce Center for Conservative Women. Yeti came back to us and said, "I'm sorry, we can't fulfill your order." Actually, it was worse than that because they processed our order and then came back and actually canceled it because they said that the words conservative women were political. Now, we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, which means by law, we are a non-political organization.
Yeah, and the one interesting thing that you had mentioned, you've done some research since this order was placed and canceled. I know you tried very hard to work with them to help them understand what you're all about, but you found some information online that you say is hypocritical. What did you find?
Yeah, we did. As a conservative organization, we participate in education programs with young women from across the country. Like I said, we are non-political, and all we wanted was to do business with this company because we actually really love their mugs. And a lot of our supporters and speakers and students also really love their mugs. So we weren't looking for an endorsement. All we were looking for was the opportunity to actually give them some business, to give them, some of our money so that we could share their wonderful product with the people who support us. So it was shocking to us after this claim of neutrality to go on their website and see that they not only do business with far left radical organizations, they're actually actively partnering. One example is an LGBTQ organization called the Venture Out Project. And what they do is they go on overnight hiking trips with kids. So it's an LGBTQ organization that does overnight trips with kids. We also looked on the website and found that they endorse all sorts of programs that conservatives disagree with, which is fine, that's their right. But programs like DEI initiatives that they're happy to celebrate on their website, all while refusing to do business with a conservative organization. Conservatives, by the way, we don't consider the word conservative to be political. We consider it to be patriotic. As conservatives, we stand for the same principles that our country was founded on. We stand for faith and freedom and family. And we just consider this to be an all-American kind of thing. And to be honest, I think a lot of conservatives are just really tired of being marginalized for being patriotic and all-American.
According to the brand, Yeti values respect, tolerance, and open dialogue, and says it serves a diverse and varied customer base. So what have they said to you individually, and what have they said publicly, if anything, about why they could not fulfill the order at this point?
Well, they have a few reasons that they give when they turn down an order. And I guess the two that would come as close to applying to us would be that they don't participate with groups that are political in nature and that are profane. So they're either calling conservatives political or they're calling us profane. And of course, the reason that they keep repeating is that they are not political, but how you could consider, an organization that has all American values to be political when you don't consider an organization that works with kids pushing an LGBTQ agenda on them is not political. And then, of course, there's our tax status again. By law, we are a 501c3 nonprofit, non-political organization.
And clearly, you're not taking this lightly. In fact, I want to talk about that billboard that's up in Times Square calling out Yeti. And you've also gotten a ton of support even before that went up. It sounds like a lot of people want to help you and are happy to have your business.
We are overwhelmed by the amount of support that we are receiving. Do you know that we have heard from more than 115 companies that not only want to support us, but they actually want to fulfill our mug order? And we've heard from 8 companies that want to fulfill our order for free. So we are absolutely overwhelmed and very, very pleased by that level of support. And yes, we are in Times Square. We are now in the heart of New York City. Why? Because conservatives belong in New York City. We belong in every city across the country. Conservatives are tired of being marginalized. This is so much bigger than the good work that we are doing here with young women at the Luce Center. This is about conservatives being tired of being silenced. We're tired of being marginalized, and we want to be respected by corporations and by people in society who have accepted this narrative that there's tolerance for far left extremist ideas, but not tolerance for patriotic Americans.
And I imagine, Kimberly, this has raised a lot of awareness about your organization. And is there anything else big picture that you hope comes out of this? Because you're a role model for a lot of women.
We did a poll last year that found that 18 to 24-year-old women will often, I think 40% of them identify with the liberal label. But as it turns out, they actually hold very naturally conservative instincts, especially related to marriage and motherhood, family, fairness, crime. Young women value their safety. So our message is, all you young women out there who have these naturally conservative instincts and are looking for support and camaraderie and greater education and mentoring, please come see us at the Luce Center, and we would be thrilled to involve you in our programs.
All right. Big things possibly ahead for you, Kimberly. Thank you for joining us, and best of luck.
Thank you so much.
As for Yeti, the company has said initially accepting this order and fulfilling the previous one was a mistake and that its company policy was not followed.